You know, some reviews just make me downright giddy. And this is one of those reviews. We're going to be taking a look at a very special kind of baton. Do stick around. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Thank you for taking time to click on this video. I want to take a moment to thank all of my subscribers, and I also want to welcome all the new visitors here to 411 Outdoors. I hope you find this content helpful and resourceful. Let's get going. A while back, I was scrolling on YouTube one day and I saw a really quick promo from Cold Steel on their expandable baton. And I thought to myself, man, I don't have one of those in my collection, but I love the dynamic of that. Why not? Let's get one. So I got it and quickly reviewed it. Had a blast reviewing that. But it did get the attention of another manufacturer in this area. And that manufacturer is Nextorch. And what they sent me was their next quicker duty 21-inch air baton. And I'm actually going to enjoy comparing this one to my Cold Steel baton in this video, because this one is different. This one is not designed to hit as hard as the 26-inch baton from Cold Steel. Now, Nextorch does make, batons of a heavier nature, but this one is designed to be faster. Now, don't get me wrong, this thing hits hard. Nobody wants a piece of it. Hands down, my favorite feature about this baton, just getting right down to the brass tacks, is the accessibility of it. There is this release button here on the bottom that allows for just a simple, smooth deployment. You don't even have to throw it out like you do with some of these other batons that lock. You can release this thing so easy, and when you want to close it up, just press the button, okay? Now, with my Cold Steel baton, I've got to go to a hard surface, and I've got to tap it straight down. Now, I really don't like that much, to be quite honest with you, because you're not always somewhere where you can just close the baton. I like to be able to open mine and close it whenever I want to, and I don't always like to have to be trapped into making a dramatic deployment. You can subtly deploy this thing just standing here, and you can close it very easy. I love that feature more than any other feature. Now, for those who care about the materials, this is an aerospace aluminum alloy plus an alloy steel. I just figured I'd throw that out there. It's got this great rubberized grip and a glass breaker. It's 19.75 ounces in weight, and it's got an impact resistance of 2 M's, whatever that means. I'll tell you what I'm not gonna do in this review. I'm not gonna beat this thing up against things I would never hit anyway. Sometimes I get a product from a manufacturer and I like the product and I want to keep it nice. Besides, this is not for beating against trees or beating against surfaces that might bend it or damage it. This is an item for self-defense, because I can tell you one thing: you beat it against a human is going to respond, they're going to feel it, they're going to hurt, and this is probably going to stay intact. Now let's get into the capabilities of this and do a little bit of demonstrating, because this allows you to move with great versatility and speed. Now here's the Nextorch beside the Cold Steel baton. As you can tell, there's about 6 inches more length here on this Cold Steel baton. But I got to tell you, this is more of my speed right here, because it's faster and it hits hard enough. I can move a lot faster and more dynamic, and I can also be more versatile. Not taking anything away from this. This is going to hit harder if you can make a connection. But this right here allows you to make a lot of connections and make them quickly. I'm going to be doing a number on Bob here in just a moment, just showing you some combinations and how easily this can be accessed, even in close quarter situations. There's a lot of legalities that come along with the use of a baton. It's the same way with any kind of self-defense issue. In some areas, you can't even have these. I was talking to somebody recently about just the implications of headshots and batons. And you got to use discretion when you're going to pull out something like this. You notice a lot of times police officers, they'll pull it and they'll start attacking the legs. Again, just depends on the seriousness of the situation. If it takes a headshot to save your life, then a headshot it is. You just always got to be prepared for the aftermath of a self-defense situation. But more than anything, you need to be training with what you've got. For me, this 21-inch baton is the sweet spot. I don't like one that's too long. I think one that's too long has a greater potential of being interrupted. I need one that's long enough to reach, but yet short enough for me to be able to maneuver and act quickly with. lot of ineffectiveness in the real world comes into play with something like this is people will just pull their baton ahead of times and come in like, it's easy to intercept. You need to learn how to incorporate these things in the middle of your attacks. Again, back to the length on this, I just think it's perfect to allow yourself some distance without so much fear of being intercepted. And you take someone with a knife, for example. If somebody pulls a knife and you've got something like this, you've got a huge advantage because you've got the ability to act fast. And buddy, I'm gonna tell you something. In that situation, you need the ability to act fast and effective. Keep this in mind as well with the air baton. Now, this is gonna hurt really bad if you get struck with it, especially if you get struck in the head. But the truth is, this is less likely to kill than some of the heavier batons. And that's not always a bad thing because being able to get away is the main thing. I just feel like this baton is balanced enough to be powerful and extremely fast. I'm giving this baton nothing less than a solid review and a solid recommendation. It's exactly what I've been looking for in the area of batons, and I'm really impressed with it and I dig it. And I'll drop a link for you in the description if you want to go out and check it out yourself. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, my friend.